Hi, today's video is about a 40-foot Class A motorhome that is based on a 1984 Neoplan Cityliner N116 chassis. I purchased this at an auction shortly before Christmas and flew out to California, and I'm in the process of driving it back to Houston, Texas. I'm currently in Tucson, Arizona. I was waiting for the blizzard of West Texas and New Mexico to go away, make the roads a little bit safer to travel. So this is a very unique motorhome. There's only about a half dozen of these in the United States, and I really only know of a couple of them that were converted by Pegasus. Don't know much about Pegasus, but this is essentially a high floor tour coach with a low driver's area, and that gives you a lot of space up top. And when we go inside, you'll see there's some fantastic views. So it does have a independent driver door, and this is very unique in coaches. You just don't see this. There are several storage compartments, including this one here. And you've got 3 storage bays. The first one is storage. The second one contains a 20 horsepower Yanmar 3-cylinder diesel generator that's good for about 10 or 12 kilowatts. And then the third one is the wet bay. The battery box contains 2 8D batteries. These things are huge, but that's what it takes to start this engine. And then there's the radiator intake here. And this is a German-built bus, so it was originally not equipped with this engine, but Neoplan USA retrofitted it with a Detroit diesel 8V92TA. This is a mechanical engine, so it does not have a DDEC control computer on it, and that makes it really easy to work on. Doesn't quite get the great fuel economy that a DDEC would deliver, but you know, I'll take maintainability over fuel economy. So it's got great accessibility to this side of the engine. There is a fairly hefty Webasto heater here. It's currently disconnected. I suspect it'll work once it's wired back. And then there is a lousy little 10-gallon electric water heater, power steering reservoir, and an air dryer. All in all, lots of room back here. Much better than some buses I've seen. There are some little scratches here. It's not really that big of a deal. Looks like it just got too close to something. And then you can see the body's really straight. Coming back up this side, first bay is wet bay. Second bay, this side is storage. The other side is the generator. And then this whole bay is storage. And then there is a diesel fuel tank here. One of the neat features about this bus is its pneumatically operated door. Air pressure is a little low right now, so it makes the door really slow. It's also part of the reason the bus is sitting down. So this curbside entrance, you've got stairs that go up into the living area, and then you've also got access for the driver and the passenger seat. I'll show more of the driver's area here in a few minutes. And cosmetically, the coach needs some work. That's part of the reason it was at auction. And there is a modest electric kitchen, a dinette that seats 4 to 5 people comfortably. One of the neat features in the dinette is that the table can be slid all the way out, creating more space. And this is just a nice feature. I've not seen this before in an RV. And if you notice here, there are windows that go all the way around, and if you had the blinds up, you get a panoramic view no matter where you're parked. And probably the premier feature for this coach is this little lounge area that would seat 2 to 3 people in captain's chairs, and above what the driver's area is. So you get 5 to 7 feet of living space that you wouldn't ordinarily have in most coach designs. And the coach is, 13 and a half, 14 feet tall. I don't know quite exactly what it weighs or what the height is. There's also space for a couple more chairs here. Somebody took the chairs out. It has a brushed aluminum ceiling, and then there is an entertainment pod with a premium 12-inch TV. I'm going to guess it's color. It's going to go get recycled, and that whole pod's going to go away and get replaced with something else. It does currently have a couch that folds out into a twin or full-size bed, and it also has a little game table built into it. It's a really nice couch. This is pretty high-end. I've not seen these kind of features before. It has a trash compactor, a little bit of space under the sink, a built-in ice box, a 2-burner electric stove, a little small bar sink, space for a very tiny microwave, a couple of modest cabinets with drawers, and it has a Norcold refrigerator with some more storage space above it. It has a nice half bath. The mirror is missing, but other than that, you see there's quite a bit of space here. And then one of the highlights of the coach is this enclosed shower that includes a skylight. Really nicely done. There's a little cracking in the corners of the grout lines, and I'll touch that up with some Sikaflex. And then there's a fan up here, and then you get into the bedroom in the coach, and there are a couple of access hatches where the bed is supposed to be, and you have a little entertainment center and closets, and it's a really, really nice coach layout. So one of the things that the coach is equipped with are 3 air conditioners. This one and the one in the very front also have a low heat mode. It has a almost comical electrical panel. It makes reference to a jacuzzi water heater and a whole bunch of other things that I don't really think are here, like a liquor dispenser and floor lights. So I don't know. I'll untangle some of that. There is just a plain air conditioner here, and then this unit here is air conditioning and heat. So let's go down and take a look at the driver's area. Oh, I gotta crawl through it and unlock it. So you can see here there's a really big door for the driver to get in and out, and there is this really strange carpeted access way down in here. It goes back a good 5 or 6 feet, and then you have the driver's area here. I've installed an iPad mount. There's a remote control for the generator, space for some radios, and a whole concoction of switches and indicators. This coach has probably the strangest shifter I've ever seen on a vehicle. This is actually the shift control. It's up or down gear, and then reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, and 1 gear. It does have a heavy-duty Allison transmission, which offers a lockup mode in first, second, and third gears, or I'm sorry, in second, third, and fourth gears. And there's space for stereo and CB up here, it's got a couple of little drink holders here. All in all, it's actually a pleasure to drive. And you have pretty darn good visibility out of this side. That side's a crapshoot. The window is double glazed and has condensation between the glazing, and makes it very difficult to see the mirror sometimes under certain conditions. And there is a small cabinet here I guess that one's a false front. And then there is another cabinet here which contains a relay box. So I've got a lot of work to do cosmetically, and there's a little bit of functional work, but the coach only has, you know, 68,840 miles on it, so it's a very low mileage coach. And with that, let's go ahead and fire up the engine. So right now the engine is in rear control mode. I had a stop solenoid that failed on me Christmas Eve, but so it's got a really strange exhaust system. The muffler's up under there, and then the actual outlet's here. So I'm going to go ahead, and if you've never seen one of these, this is a rear control box, and it's on, off, rear or front, start or front. So to run it from the front, you would do front, on, but we're actually going to run it from back here. So it's a little cold, so it is smoky this morning. And that is a cold start with no ether, no glow plugs, good old Detroit diesel. So it does smoke a little bit when it first starts up, but I've been told this is one of the smoothest running engines that most people have seen. Now I'm going to go ahead and open the compartment for the generator, but I'm not going to actually start it. So I've got a little Yanmar 3-cylinder 3T90 LE engine. The wiring's a cluster. 12 volt alternator connected to a 25 volt system, and then there's a little self-exciting 10 or 12 kW generator. I have no idea what it is. It's got a 100 amp breaker on it, which it probably shouldn't. And it has air suspension, which unfortunately is not inflated right now. But other than that, this generator runs great. It's a really weird installation. There's a radiator there and an exhaust fan there that blows the exhaust underneath. And so I'll set that to cab, at which point this thing can be run from the cab very easily. And it's got its own little fuel pump right there, and a little fuel filter. And this is purely a bonus. Little Yanmar engines run really well. It smokes a little bit, but I'm hoping that's just because it hasn't been run in a while, and that'll stop after it's been exercised. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this. And the reason I have to set the camera down is that this latch is it's broken, so it's very difficult to operate by hand. So there you have it. This is my 40-foot Pegasus Class A motor coach. I bought this at an auction.